everybody, it's Dan from the Fundamentals with another unboxing video. This time of Jaws from Ravensburger. This is one of the biggest games of this year. It's already topping a lot of Game of the Year lists, which are for some reason coming out in October. I don't know why that's happening. But it's been in the running for a while. It was a big launch at Gen Con. They ran out of it like every single day that they had it. And it kind of makes sense because it is Ravensburger. They do a fantastic job, and this is sort of the direct follow-up to their last Spielbergian board game with the Jurassic Park game. And people like Jaws, and it's got a really cool striking art because it has that 70s original look to it. I guess 80s, 70s, I forget anyway. Jaws is a suspenseful tabletop strategy game. One player menaces the island of Amity as a 3-ton great white, while the other players go on the hunt as Brody, Hooper, and Quint. Through two thrilling phases of gameplay, capture the edge of your seat excitement of the classic film. Yes, this is a asymmetric game where one of you is shark and everyone else is trying to beat the shark. And so each side has their own goals and their own strategies to meet those goals. And so it's half co-op and half not co-op. First phase, you're on Amity Island, where the shark prowls around the island to avoid capture, and also eating people. And the other players are trying to find the shark and save tourists. Once they've found the shark, or they have the shark has eaten enough people, then you shift into the orca mode, which is when you're on the boat fighting Bruce the shark. Here you'll use your weapons to fight them, and also try to figure out where the hell he is. And it was also, so that is the game. So it's really cool that it has that shift. Universal, yada yada yada. Prospero Hall, the people who made Villainous, and now are working on the Funko game. Let's take this up and see what's inside. Oh, there's Bruce. Poking his head out. Come on. Come on. There we go. Here we have the booklet. You can see it has all the look, the original game, the original movie, all that stuff. Here is the board. You can see Amity side with the dock, and South Beach, these quadrants are the areas where the shark can attack. And this is shop. And the other side is the orca. And we're kind of already in oh shit mode because the orca has already sunk, and we're in that part of the end where everyone's floating around. But little board, so it's not a whole lot of, not as much onboard action. And then here we have the things that change the board. Like with the orca, have things like, here are the cardboard standees. You've got the air tanks they can shoot, different power-ups, the binoculars and sounders that they use to find people. Here's all the swimmers that Bruce can eat. Let's see, there's the shark tokens and things like that. And then this is this part. These are, they go onto, oh dear, they go onto the orca. So you just take this and lay it out there, or wherever it goes. And see, and then the boat's built up, and then as the shark, as Bruce kills the orca, these deteriorate and it becomes sunken. And then we have our cards. I love cards. Where you've got weapons. I want to hit a shark with a baseball bat or a hammer. Weapons to use against the shark or attract the shark. Events that happen during the... You can see it's cool. They've taken stills from the movie and given them kind of that painterly retro kind of look to them. The mayor, all this stuff. And then you have these resurfaced cards. These are Amity event cards. These are resurfaced. These are like events, but they're where the shark resurfaces. And then we have shark abilities like ramming speed, big mouth, second helping, maul again. That gives the shark things they can do. And then we have our slightly bigger cards. And again, this definitely is passing a very good test and having lots of baggies. So here's the shark card for Act 1. You have your shark abilities, crew gear, barrels. The barrels are what they're using in Part 1 to find the shark. And then Act 2, it gives you all of their abilities and what they do. And this is the amount of rounds before you lose. You got Hooper in Act 1. They all have different things. And then Act 2, Chief Brody in Act 2 and Act 1. And then you got Quint with his hat and then his thing. He's the best character, let's be real. And then we have the Shark Tracker. Well, that's fun. It's a pad of paper that you use to keep track of the shark. So let's say you change it every time and then tear it out, but it's like a little pad that you can use, so it feels like you're kind of like a police chief keeping track. And finally, the best part of any game like this, the tokens. Well, here's the dice. They have these hit dice that are very similar to the ones in Horrified, which I will talk about in a future video. And we have little clippies. What the hell are these? Oh, okay, so these are the things that go on the character boards. So, if you are, let's say, you're Quint, then you take a little clippy and put it here, and then that dictates as you move it until you're dead. Same thing, and the shark also gets one. In Act 2. More like that. There we go. Ta-da! And then you have the pieces themselves. Well, these are really fun because they're not just meeples. They are, well, the shark is a meeple. Isn't that fun? Look at that. When you're moving around the island, you can have the shark be like, "Hi guys, I'm a shark, I'm a shark, I'm a dick, I'm a shark." But you also have a fun little thing where you have the orca, manned by Clint, who can sit on there. Manuel is a little patrol boat. Where is it? Which you can put Brody onto. And then you move it around like that. So there's a fun little kinetic element to it. Then land out. And then there's a fun little kinetic element as you move between the different things and move around and stuff like that. before you get into the second round when you start having to do other movements. That is Jaws from Ravensburger. It's for 2 to 4 players, asymmetric, as I said. Really beautifully made game. I will take a look at this when I get a chance to, and I'll give you a full review on the fundamentals, of course, and put a link down below to where you can pick this up. But until then, happy gaming.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.